Hey, what's going on, everybody? Sorry about the technical difficulties. You know what it is. Everything is not always perfect, but we can have a slamming conversation. I'm just letting people come on into the room. What I need y'all to do is share this to your page. You just saw that awesome, video clip. We cannot forget June 9th. Yes, that was right in the good city of Camden, Delaware, not that far away from Dover, the state capital. We about to get into this SB 149, but what I need y'all to do right now, share this to your page. Yeah. All right? We got the telephone number scrolling at the bottom. You feel what I'm saying? And I appreciate everyone that's tuning in. I know that there are people that are trying to find the live feed now. So if everyone could do me a favor, because we did start a little late, just share it to your page for me, please. I encourage you to do that for me right now. My good brother is here, Hassan Salaam.
Hey, what's up? Good to be here, Snack.
I appreciate you.
Glad to be in the building at Plug Studio Network. Looking forward to getting into this SB 149. That's right. We are advocating for SB 149 to be passed this year in our legislative session. And we're going to get all into why SB 149 is necessary. For those of you who don't know, SB 149 is Senate Bill 149. And it was created to create transparency and accountability amongst police departments here in Delaware. And it'll do so by making police discipline records available to the public and allowing to have effective community oversight boards that will oversee, investigate, and come with reports and recommendations on hiring and firing for officers within police departments. So this was actually sponsored by Senator Elizabeth Lockman, presented in the Senate Judiciary Committee last legislative session, and for her own political or reasons that she chose, Senator Lockman did not put it on the full Senate floor last year, and we are looking forward to her to do so early in the legislative session. For people who don't know, in Delaware, the legislative session starts next Tuesday, which I believe is the 11th.
11th.
And will go through June 30th. During that time period, they do take a few breaks. They got an Easter break, another break, and another break. But they, in the mix of that, will be doing laws, and we want to ensure that SB 149 is passed. One of the reasons we want to have more transparency and accountability, you'll be able to hear from a person you're going to check out in this clip right now from Testimony 1.
So my name is Samai. About a month ago, I was on 95 on my way to Baltimore to take my daughter back home. It's a nice sunny day. Got the sunroof out, and I got my kids with me, and we're taking this nice ride. So, state police officer passing Christiana Mall exit, and he pulls up behind me. He literally went all the way around my car. He kind of passed me, got in front of me, got over, let me get by. Because my car is tinted. It only looks dark because the back seats have a curtain. Comes up to the window, asks me, do I know why I pulled him over? I'm like, nah, because I was going the speed limit. So he's like, can you roll all your windows down? And you can hear my kids in the back seats with their tablets on, got Blippy or something on. So I'm like, yeah. He's like, yeah, your windows was just a little dark, and I couldn't see you. I'm like, oh, okay. I'm down Route 1.
All right. So, in my travels, a lot of people who follow me have noticed a little bit of a change in direction of things that I'm, doing. And a lot of people ask me, Smack, why are you, advocating for Leopold? Why are you doing all this? Well, let me tell y'all why. So on June 9th, I get a call from my sister, president now of the NAACP, Flora McKendall, was like, Smack, they just arrested 22 or more of the protesters. I said, what? The one day that I just decided to take a body break, a mental health break for myself, and this happened. We just walked down the around city of Dover with the chief of police, all of us arm in arm. You know what I mean? It was on the front page of the newspaper.
I remember that.
You know what I'm saying? Showing that we going to work on this together. That's how I took it. So when I got that call from my sister, I was with my other half, and I said, we got to go. I drove all the way from Middletown all the way to Camden. And the videos that I saw, which had not been published yet, and the videos I saw, the pictures, the amount of people on the outside of the Camden, of the Troop 3, I think it was Troop 3, State Police Department, let me know that we had the support, but something was definitely wrong. After I saw those videos, there's no way that anybody should have been treated like that. And I felt like the police, you know, treated them unfairly when we were all just walking down what they call it, the mall, where all the laws are voted on. You know what I mean? And now here we are here, and to see the videos and the verbiage that police officers used as they were arresting these protesters. And as people were on the highways giving their testimonies later, it just wasn't right. What I saw, and everything hadn't hit and still hasn't hit. Oh, there's video footage out there. You know what I'm saying? It just wasn't right. So for me, I felt bad because I've been there with these young people, myself, other older members, trying to teach them the way that it is. Everything has been peaceful. How did we get here? Why did they throw a young 16-year-old girl to the ground, her face to the ground? Why did the leader be called out of her name and thrown to the ground and told, oh, I got you now? Why was the main leader, Nelson Henry's, ribs broke from an arrest?
Nah, well, Smack, I'm going to tell you why. I mean, it comes down to the reason of the protest. From my understanding at the time, they were protesting because of what was going on across the country with the George Floyds and the Breonna Taylors. Because of what was going on in Wilmington with the Jeremy McDowells at that time, right? Because of what happened in Milford to the Brandon Roberts, right? So this is why people were protesting anyway. So that when the cops come out and act in that manner, right?
Yeah.
And arrest people in that manner, and come to find out, the Attorney General dismissed all the charges against everybody arrested.
Exactly.
So therefore, we should have opportunity to look into, well, why was that arrest called for anyway? Well, what is being done to train the officers differently so they won't respond and react the next time anyway? And all of this type of information is hidden from the public. If we get SB 149 passed, then we can have community oversight boards that will have oversight of the police.
Exactly. It just needs to be more transparent. You know what I'm saying? Look, I want to hear from y'all tuning in. We're going to dive into this some more. But if you are a supporter of SB 49, I'd like to hear your story. If you've been treated wrong, call in and talk to us. 302-312-3534. It's rolling at the bottom of the screen. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely talk to us because we want to hear everybody's story, man. You know, this has been going on for a minute. You know, I just mentioned Brandon Roberts, but for the people that don't know, this man was in Milford, right? And the cops was called for a domestic violence incident involving a weapon. The cops got there, but in less than minutes, the young man was dead. Less than minutes than them arriving. You know what I'm saying? That can't be standard protocol and procedure for arriving for incidents. And if it is, things need to be changed. It's not just Brandon Roberts, but it's also individuals like we'll hear from in testimony too.
Yep, testimony too. Check this out.
I'm down Route 1, man. You're to take my kids and their friends to the Family Fun Center in Middletown. And as I'm riding down Route 1, I'm trying to double check to make sure what exit I'm getting off of. And prior to getting to the exit, I get pulled over by Delaware State Police, right? He took my information, came back to the car, and of all things, this officer says to me, "Sir, I've seen that you've been convicted of a drug charge. You don't happen to have any drugs or weapons on you right now, do you?" I said, "Sir, I have my kids in the car. We're on our way to the Family Fun Center. You can check my GPS. The location's entered in my phone. I'm just trying to get there." He said, "Well, before you pull off, if you don't mind asking the kids to step out, and you step out, sir, and I'll do a quick search of you in the car, and I'll let you be on your way." And the most disappointing thing about that is when I had to explain to my children why an officer pulled me over for inattentive driving, and then we all had to get out the car.
So you just heard that testimony from my brother here, Hanif. I just want everybody to know, like, this is my mentor. This is like, he don't know, but he my new little big brother. You know what I'm saying? Nah, but for real, this is my mentor, for real. But you just heard one of many testimonies. I've heard other stories dealing with Hanif and the police, you know, and how they treat you wrong.
And, you know, I just highlighted to show that it need to be oversight into what the police have going on. That's why I always emphasize community review boards. You know, I don't want nobody in no fashion or no way to just say, oh, every time the cops do something is wrong, or all cops are operating in the wrong way. But what I'm saying is, when are cops that engage in misconduct and that are doing things the wrong way going to be held accountable? Right? There's no reason that any person in Delaware or any person in America should be in fear just because they see those lights go off behind them. There's no reason black and brown people should be in fear just because officers approach them in their communities or neighborhoods. Mm-hmm. And I think SB 149 is a great first step to being able to create better community and police relationships.
Exactly.
If cops operate in transparency and we begin to see cops being held accountable, then we'll see better relationships. Well, right now, I know there are endless stories, and if you're watching, let us know. You know what I'm saying? If you ever been a victim of police brutality or police misconduct, because it goes on every day in Delaware.
Yeah, I was, as I was doing, you know, I always do my homework. When you give me homework, I always do my homework. And as you start searching for certain things, it tends to lead to other things like that's good stuff, like I didn't know. So I was reading an article, and it's almost similar to the next testimony we'll get into in a few moments. But a young lady pulls into a BP in Wilmington. Her name is, I'm sorry, y'all, I got notes because I can't remember everything, but Marshiana Watson. She was leaving the BP gas station in Wilmington. Cops came up in unmarked cars. She was mistaken to be someone else, but that girl is traumatized. They broke her window, slammed her to the ground, and come to find out it was the wrong car. And that young woman is traumatized. Wow. And it made me think of a time when I worked in Maryland. I was a Bailey's taxi cab driver. And I had an older woman in my car that I would pick up every day. When I was going to college, I drove cab during the summer. You know what I mean? Help out, have some money. So one day I was driving this cab, and my cab was a station wagon. And I was going down Lake Street. I'll never forget it. Next thing I know, I got cops pulling in front of me. So I had no choice but to stop. They blocked the whole road, and I got cops behind me. Me and this old lady that works at a nursing home, I'm trying to drop her off. They had me get out, hands up, get on the ground, all of that, bruh.
Get on the ground?
Get on the ground. Had the old lady get out and do the same thing.
No,
She's like, oh, my God, what have you done? And I know my mother is watching. I know she remembers this. It took me a while to drive again. It traumatized me so bad. And then they apologized, and all the cops just took off. And I was like, that's it? I couldn't drive. They had the guns on me. I went down to the police department, and it's like they didn't care. That they made the mistake.
So after the incident, you actually went down there to again say,
and they
this
told
happened to me.
And they knew about it, but they're like, well, there's nothing you can do. It was a mistake. And I said, that's it? Wow. I lost that customer. That was money I lost. And you traumatized me. And all you could say, you didn't apologize. Oh, we thought you were someone else that just robbed the bank. Really? That's it?
Wow.
So that's back when I was much younger.
But this is here another clear example of why we need to get SB 149 passed. And I see that somebody put in the comments, how can the residents of Delaware support SB 149? Which is a great question. And one thing that everybody can do is, one, contact Senator Lockman and let her know that we would like to see SB 149 on the Senate floor as soon as possible when session opens, right? That should be one of the first bills hitting the fan. Let's get this business done. Another thing that you could do is contact your state senator or state rep. If you don't know how to do that, you can just Google Delaware General Assembly. Click the link to that website, which I believe is legisde.gov. Mm-hmm. But to be safe, just Google Delaware General Assembly. Once you go to the Delaware General Assembly website, there is an icon on the right-hand side of the screen that says, who is my legislator? You put your address in. It will tell you who your state senator is and your state representative, right? And those are the ones you want to contact and let them know that you want to see SB 149 pass this legislative session. Yes. If you like to sign a petition to support SB 149, you can go to the Smart Justice webpage that is on the ACLU website, and that website is www.aclu-de.org. If you go to that website and click the Smart Justice page, you'll be able to sign a petition to support SB 149.
Yes, definitely. I'm really passionate about this, and those that are close to me know that I'm passionate about it. Like, if you feel like you want to help out and get this bill passed, all you got to do is hit me up, and I'll give you all the materials you need. If you want to help me out when I'm out there standing outside of Leg Hall, just let me know. It can't just be one person. It take a team, you know what I mean, to get this thing done. Everybody I feel like this law affects everyone, more so, and now when I say everyone, I mean all colors, but more so our urban community, and especially our black brothers. Yeah. You know what I mean? Listening to those testimonies, yours and the gentleman before you, he had his kids in the car. Just think how that felt. Moved on this side, went in the front, and then you're going to pull somebody over because the tent is too dark, But it just rubbed me the wrong way. And then we're going to hear another testimony shortly. And just listening, it's like when I look at other states, I feel like some police officers, the way their mentality is, it's almost like they feel as though people of color can't have nice cars. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. You pulling people over because of the kind of car they got that may be better than what you driving off duty. I don't like that. And then I don't like the fact that they look at people's past charges and judge them today. I watched a video of a young man. That officer did get fired. I believe it was North Carolina. I watched the video last night because I've been doing a lot of homework. And the cop pulled a guy over. He followed him up onto like a bypass, then onto the highway. But the guy did speed. Okay, so you pulled him over for speeding. because the cop asked him about had he ever been charged with anything. The guy said, yeah, a long time ago. Okay. Would you think 2011 from today is a long time ago? Yeah. Okay, I would too. So then he gets out the car and asks the guy, can I search your car? And the guy was like, yo, you talking to me about real estate, and because, you find, the cop was like, you lied to me. And so because the guy thought 2011 was a long time ago, it's not recent, so the cop wants to search his car. He's like, yo, can you do that? You pulled me over for a traffic violation. Why do you want to search my car?
But we ain't got to look at North Carolina. You feel me? That was my testimony. That happened to me on Route 1 right here in Delaware.
Wow.
Because the cops seen my old charges. And when I say old charges, mine is 99, 2000.
Oh, wow.
I've been home from incarceration since 2003 without committing another crime, without having no run-ins with the system or anything outside of police contact during traffic stops. So, for me to get pulled over, and I think when that happened, it might have been around 2011, 2012.
Yeah.
But if my situation happened in 99, 2000, and
that's
I've been
a long
home
time, right?
for 8 years with no incidents, that's a long time. Why does that lead you to have to search my car? And Delaware is not as progressive as other states, because right in Philly, they have just changed the law where cops can't pull you over for your tag being expired.
I did hear that.
For switching lanes with no turn signal. All those little minute traffic things that they pull us over for all the time, you can't even pull people over for that in Philly. So I'm like, why Delaware don't follow the lead if we supposed to be so progressive?
Okay. Shout out to Dee, the comedian. She said, I sit on a mass incarceration and police reform committees. A strong, heavy fight here in Philly. The struggle and the fight continues and is never ending. Please let me know how me and my affiliates can assist. I rep Philly Bail Fund, Incarcerated Women's Working Collective, and I sit on a judge's accountability table. She said there needs to be more police diversion committees for citizens to sit on and police the police. I agree with that last
100%.
statement. I agree with everything she said. Shout out to D, the comedian, man.
D, you got to come to Delaware, come down here to Plug Studio Networks, man, and come sit down with Smack and myself, and we can see how we can bring some of the good things that you're doing in Philly to Delaware, because I see some of the work that's Philly doing.
Yeah.
When you talk about it, look at Philly's Attorney General.
Yeah.
He made a lot of reforms. Like, where we at, Delaware? Our Attorney General just let 3 cops off the hook again for murder. You know what I'm saying? That just came out. Now, how do you have a report that says the cops need to be trained better, that it did not have to result in the ending it resulted in, but at the end of the day, they're justified in doing what they're doing? Come on, that sound like, I can't even read the whole report because that don't even sound right to me. Either you wrong, you ain't. And then now that we got body cameras and we can see actually how incidents go down, man, these cops need to be held accountable. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? And this is where we get active too. Like, I want everybody else to know SB 149 is important because we get to see where these Delaware legislators stand on criminal justice reform. In September actually is the primary, but in the fall of 2022, every state legislator is going to have to run for re-election or go away. It'll be somebody new running for that seat. So I want people to keep that in mind as we pushing for SB 149, as you watch how these legislators handle this bill compared to other bills. Remember that when it hits summertime and these legislators are in your community asking for you to vote again. Because we've been pushing SB 149 going on 2 years now.
2 years.
This was last year when we started the Police Accountability Now campaign. You know what I'm saying? And we really want to go back. It goes back to 2020 when we had the Dover 22 and the Camden 22
yep.
and the riots in Wilmington.
Yep.
So this has been like a 2, almost 3-year battle. Nonetheless, this has been a never-ending battle. For those who don't know, there has not been a Leopold law to amend Leopold in over 30 years, although many agree.
That's
it's
what I was
necessary.
going to get to you about, like Delaware being one of the last states. What was it? They're one of the last states where
To even have a Leo Board law. And for people that's watching and don't know what we mean when we say Leo Board, that is the Law Enforcement Officers Bill of Rights. This is a collective set of rules that say if something happens, the police will police themselves and they'll let us know later, or matter of fact, they don't have to let us know anything. It keeps police records private from the public forever.
so just like that situation with Corporal Webster, you know, kicking the young man here in
Break that down, Corporal Webster.
Corporal Webster.
So for people that don't know, Corporal Webster was working in Kent County and was in Dover or Camden.
He was with Dover PD.
He was with Dover PD, but an incident happened in Dover or it happened, well, Dover PD.
The
Kicked the
incident
young man
we
in the
know
face.
about.
The incident we know about, he kicked a man in the face. Right? He was then, we don't know what happened with that, right? Because of Delaware, we don't know about disciplinary. But what we do know is that his record was covered up so that he was able to transfer to Maryland and get a job in Maryland. Once hired on the police department in Maryland, he killed Antoine Black. Once they investigated this cop after he killed Antoine Black, come to find out he had over 20 citations in Delaware for police brutality and police misconduct.
Indeed.
So
Against
this is why we need to have transparency and accountability. It's so obvious. And I don't understand why it takes legislators so long to change and reform laws that so obviously need to be changed.
yes. I'm gonna give a quick shout outs because I see another one of my mentors on here. Shout out to Taisha Nicole. I'm also a change agent, y'all. I'm in my process, so shout out to her. He said Thomas Webster is his name. Thank you, Mr. Hall.
Shout out to D. Marquis Hall, who's
Yes.
doing a lot of good and positive work up in Wilmington. I see you, bro.
Yes, if I could get everyone just to share the live on your page, it's crazy. We having so much fun on here. You know, you may be seeing us again with Let's Just Talk About It, Hanif and myself, but it'll be some different subjects. We vibing up here,
no
brother.
doubt, no doubt.
Yeah. So if y'all could just share the live, that would be great. But yeah, Leo Bohr, I felt like after that situation happened with, the Camden 22, and then when you look at different situations that have happened around the country, and with Delaware being one of the only last states to change their Leo Bohr, their Law Enforcement Officers Bill of Rights, all we were asking for is transparency.
That's it.
That's all and accountability. Yeah, that too. But transparency. Like, we need to know in real time, because for an officer to have 20 citations and still a police officer, I feel like whoever was in charge at the time should have got that man some help.
Not only that, for the fact that our Attorney General did not charge those cops that murdered Lamont Moses.
Yeah, that right there.
We don't even know. Do they still got their job? What's the update? Are they still patrolling the streets? Do I got to worry about running into them?
Yeah, we don't know nothing.
Who are they and what are they currently doing, man?
And
just like if we catch charges, it's databases.
You on
people
every
are
news
tracking systems and everything.
And when you find out, like we used to have a sheriff. This sheriff got pulled over and he got a DUI. Feel what I'm saying? But my thing is, how are you? I can understand once, but getting a DUI several times and you still trying to tell us what to police us? Yo, come on, man. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, some things just feels like it needs better. They need to go back to the books.
And see, that's the purpose of having community review boards. When you have community review boards, then you can have an independent set of people who are monitoring the operations. It's not nothing rocket science. Most people do this, right? That's why you have business consultants. I mean, the board, the school boards oversee the school districts. You know what I'm saying? Why wouldn't we have a community review board? And they're saying, well, why does it need to be majority community residents? For one, because the community residents is paying your salary. So why wouldn't we want to have a say in what's going on?
Exactly.
And for two, we are the ones that you're policing. So who better to speak up and give input on how things could be better to make sure that we have healthy police and community relationships? Because that's the goal and that's the point. I'm not just here to rip the police or to highlight all negative incidents. I want to get to a point where we have healthy community police relationships so that we can have safer, healthier communities.
Right.
That's the goal.
I was in the Wawa the other about a month ago, and I saw the chief of police, and I said, "Do you remember me?" He said, "You look familiar." So I said to him, "Thank you." And he said, "I said my name is Smack. You know, you and I walked down the mall during the protest." And I said, I told him, I said, I want to say thank you. Since you got here, I do see a little bit better change.
Right.
And I love the fact that he has a review, a community board, so that people can bring what they, something ain't right, bring it to the committee. He set up a committee. He's got some great people on it. You know what I'm saying? And I just wanted to let them know. So I want everyone to know this about me. I don't think all cops are bad. You know, you got your good and your bad. But one bad cop just makes it bad for everybody else. That's all I'm saying. And we know about that good old boy. You know, everybody got to, protect their brother and stuff like that. I understand. Y'all are like a fraternity. That's fine. But one cop can make it bad for everybody else. So I just want to let you know, because I do have some cop friends, but this is something I'm passionate about, and you ain't going to hear my mouth stop until it gets done.
Right.
Hey,
Smack, I want to give a shout out to Lakeisha Nix. I think she tuned in real heavy commenting, man. And she has been standing strong through the mix of Dylan. For the people that don't know that's watching, Lakeisha Nix is the sister to Lamont Moses.
Oh, okay.
And she has joined the Justice for All movement, who are families of individuals lost to police gun violence. And so anybody and everybody that's watching, man, if you are in the Wilmington area on January 13th at 1 p.m., come stand with me and Lakeisha as we stand for Justice for All and also Justice for Lamont Moses. Because, man, the feds or somebody need to look into this. This is ridiculous. Because Lamont's not the first one, but it's the most recent. So we've had multiple murders across the state of Delaware. It's not just a Wilmington thing. It's happened in Kent County. It's even happened down in Sussex.
Oh, yeah.
We've had multiple people murdered by the hands of the police. You know what I'm saying? And ne'er a cop. The common denominator is ne'er none cop has been held accountable for that misconduct. So we're going to stand on January 13th with the Moses family to just ask for justice for Lamont Moses, justice for all, and continue to advocate for SB 149. Yes. Shout out to Howard Schmack too.
That's my brother.
Right. Schmack brother all the way down south to that. And my pop, Hassan Salaam. I see you, man.
Yes, my brother shared a story with me. Something that I don't know where I get it from. I think I get it from my dad, and I get it from my brother. But my brother shared a story about something that happened in Fayetteville, and that. He felt like it should have. Okay, a gentleman was on a motorcycle, black guy, and a white gentleman in a truck, and the truck cut off the guy on the motorcycle, and then they got up to a light, and the black guy was like, "What's wrong?" And this 51-year-old white man just shot the black guy in his chest and killed him. And my brother feels like enough isn't being said or done. But had it been reversed, it'd been on everywhere. Now this is in Fayetteville, North Carolina, one of the busiest cities in North Carolina, where it's popping. Military, Fort Bragg is there. But if it were the other way around, you already know.
And this is why we advocating for transparency and accountability, man. And it shows it's not just, I'm making it like it's a Delaware thing. It's not just a Delaware thing. This is a national thing. But we going to let you hear another story about an individual who was, let's say, harassed by police due to his background. But this is the state police. So this is what I'm saying in Delaware. It ain't just WPD or Dover PD or Newcastle County PD.
State police.
All the police departments have officers that just feel like they can do whatever they want when they want. So let's check out testimony 3.
My name is St. Clair Jackson. I was on Newcastle Avenue at the gas station about 1 in the morning. So I went down there to get something to drink. 2 state troopers was in the parkway. I pulled in. I got a nice car. From the start, I seen them looking at my car. I have 10 on there. I was about to get out. They told me to stay in the car. So the trooper came up to my car. He asked me, did I have license, registration, insurance? I said yes. I gave him everything. So he went back to his car. He came back. He asked me, could he search my car? By then, I already knew he had ran my tag. He knew who I was because the car is in my name. So he went to search my car for my prior experiences in life. Once he searched my car for about 8-9 minutes, he came back. I was on the back of the car talking to the other troopers. He went back to the car and he came back again and he asked me, could he search it again? So he searched it again for about another 10 minutes. Nothing came about. Then he asked me what happened to my situation about a year ago. And I told him, I pleaded guilty. It's over with. That's my past. But they did harass me that day with the state police. Definitely harassed me.
Hey, we back. Once again, for those that may have been tuning in later, this is Hassan Salaam. This is my brother right here. You hear me? My mentor as well. And he is the one who allowed me the opportunity to learn under him as a campaign manager about Delaware and about a lot of good things. So I appreciate you, and I'm glad you're here.
No doubt. Hey, yo, so for everybody that's watching, man, I just want y'all to know about the Smart Justice Ambassadors. And that's really the opportunity that Smack is talking about right now. And the Smart Justice Ambassadors was created to train individuals from the community, from the impacted population. When I say impacted population, people that have been through something or got peoples that have been through something who now want to make a difference. I wanted to be able to train them so that they really could make a difference. So back in October, we had a training that I facilitated with my coworkers from the ACLU. And we trained
Shout out to the ACLU.
We trained 20 individuals from Newcastle County down to Kent to Sussex. We were all in one spot down in Dover, spent the weekend together learning how to be good community advocates and community organizers. So, I just got the utmost respect for Smack for just taking what she learned and plugging it right into what she got going on. This is how you checking us out right now on the Plug Studio Network.
Thank you. Thank you.
And shout out to all the Smart Justice Ambassadors out there. And shout out to all the community advocates that's out there, because Smart Justice partners with everybody that's making moves. The one thing I like to do is to work in unity, is strength in numbers. Yes. And we're going to need everybody's voice at the table as we push for SB 149 right now, because there's no reason that any community should have to just put their blind trust in the hands of the police when something happens, because they've proved time and time again that they are not capable of doing it. You know what I'm saying? And there's no reason why police should say that the community is not qualified to do so. If a jury of 12 peers can sit down and listen to a case about a stranger and come to a decision than educated people about the justice system, about policing, and have had experiences with police can sit down and give a good recommendations on how to build better police community relationships. So SB 149 is something that all of our legislators should be on, especially my people down here in Kent County and Dover, because in Kent and Sussex, this is where we have a lot of legislators who do not really highlight or take heed to the issues that affect us. But I'm telling you, if you contact them, if you call your local senator and your local rep and let them know you are going to be sure to get out and vote this year, they're going to listen. So make sure you let people know that you want to see SB 149 pass. Make sure you let people know that you're going to vote. And it's early in the year, but it's never too early to make sure you register to vote.
Right. And if you're, we have a lot of people who be on social media, you see something and that's not right, tag us, you know what I'm saying? Let us be aware, because trust me, they're not going to let us know until it's anything that has to do with the police officers, let me put his bad actions, you know what I'm saying? Because the one thing that I worry about right now, is that we got a lot of young people out here and they're making bad choices. But then we also got the adolescents. These adolescents, meaning younger than our teenagers. I'm talking like our 9 and 10-year-olds. There used to be a time when I grew up, you have the cop out there playing basketball with you. Right. You don't see those bonds anymore. But because of the world that we live in right now, these young kids, they scared. Our teenagers, they running from the cops because they don't want to get killed. You know what I'm saying? And then lots of times cops have to understand, just because somebody run, don't mean you have to shoot them.
Right.
You know what I mean? You can get them another time.
That's what I said to myself when I seen the Lamar Moses video. I said, did y'all really just kill that man because y'all was mad y'all couldn't arrest him? Was y'all that mad he was about to get away? It ain't like everybody could live to see another day. You'll try to lock him up again. You just, no, you're not getting away. I'm going to kill you. I said, come here. No, you running. I'm going to kill you. They killing little boys with toy guns across the country.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? How is this justified? I mean, it's mind-boggling to me. But I'm hoping people in Delaware will do some of our legislators, because I see a question in the chat that says, good cops are victims too. If they're being mistreated, who do they go to? They have no one to go to right now. I mean, they have to file a complaint with the police. So if a police officer, a good cop, is a victim of being partnered with a bad cop or experiencing something with a bad cop, then they have to go to police and essentially tell on that cop.
Yeah.
But if we had community review boards, then they could come to the community. They could come to the board to let that know, so that situation could get investigated and then an opinion would be given.
Exactly.
Shout out to Keandra McDole. I see her on here.
Hey,
for those of y'all that don't know, Keandra is the sister to Jeremy McDole, who the Wilmington police murdered while in his wheelchair.
Yes.
Another black man without a weapon, a disabled person at that, and no cops were
reprimanded,
held accountable for their misconduct on that situation.
No.
And ever since that situation was, and forgive me, Kiki, if I get it wrong, I think that was 2014 or 2015, right? And ever since then, Kiki has been advocating heavy. Matt Dehn, who was the attorney general then, did something similar to the Lamar Moses case, came out with a report that said the cops was wrong but justified. And facts is facts. So when Kathleen Jennings was running, she said that she was going to be so progressive and not allow things like this to happen that Keandra actually went to the table with her and asked her to look back into the situation with Jeremy McDole. And then Kathleen Jennings turned around and said, oh, she's powerless. They are still justified. although they think it is poor policing. How can it be poor policing, but you still justified in murdering an unarmed black man?
And a
We got to
wheelchair.
do something to change, and SB 149 is the first way to get there.
Yes. Shout out to my mom on here. I appreciate you. She said, hey, get it right, Delaware. Listen, learn, and speak out. And then Keandra said, police investigating the police. That is true. That is true. You know, if any, you know, you're always going to have that group of people who just feel that the cops should be able to do whatever they want until it happened to them.
Until it happened to them.
I'm just looking at a
Until
comment
it
that I'm not going to
happened
entertain
to
as you go up a
them.
little bit. We're not going to entertain that comment. But until something happens to you or someone close to you, then you'll understand why I'm passionate the way I am, because things can happen. But
But you know what's right though? It's something that's crazy. When I was driving down here to Plug Studio Network, I was thinking, and I was like, that comment up there made me remember something that I wanted everybody watching and listening to know, especially people who are listening that may live in suburban areas, that may live in, you know, mid to upper class communities, and they may not have the black and brown experience, right?
right.
This thing affects everybody. This ain't even just a black or brown thing, and it's so crazy. It's evident in Delaware and across the country that every time society or the media tries to do that, it reaches out to everybody.
Mm-hmm.
I was thinking about how when crack first hit, they made it a black thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
They said crack is a drug that is devastating the black community, right?
Mm-hmm.
That most other people outside of the black community was still doing coke, and coke is a sociable drug.
Right.
Well, by the time we got to the mid to late 90s, most white people were the customers in the inner cities buying the most crack,
Exactly.
right? When opioids was killing our communities and people was dropping dead off horse tranquilizer,
Mm-hmm.
they said nothing. They said nothing, but sent more police to lock up all the drug dealers
Mm-hmm.
because they said it was a black issue. Now that heroin and opiates is out in the suburban communities,
Mm-hmm.
and they dropping dead off of it, now our substance abuse systems are flooded and are advocating for more dollars so that they could service all of these people. It's not just a black thing. So for those that think that police brutality in Delaware and across the country is just a black and brown issue, no, it affects all of us. And if we don't start holding these cops accountable, you're going to see that the violence and the misconduct is going to carry out into everybody.
That is true. That is true. So, you know, we ask that everyone if you can, share this live. You got any last words?
My last words is support SB 149. Contact your local senator, your local state rep, and let them know that you want to see SB 149 passed this session. Contact Senator Elizabeth Lockman and let her know that you want to see SB 149 presented to the full Senate floor as soon as possible.
Yes, and I just want to say, thank you for pushing me.
No doubt.
You know what I'm saying? Because this is something that I probably would just speak on around a round table with friends. And I just want to say thank you for the push. Shout out to the ACLU, Smart Justice Campaign for Delaware. For those that don't know, yes, I am a Smart Justice ambassador for Kent County, and I'm going to keep saying that. I am a community activist. I care about my community. I'm also a part of the NAACP. I'm a co-chair of the Economic Development. I'm letting y'all know that basically I'm getting out into my community so that before I leave here, I can see some change. And the last thing, I'm also on the executive board for IME Inc. If you don't know what that's about, you need to go to our website, www.imeinc.org. IMEInccorp.org, excuse me. IMEcorp.org, I'm sorry. Go and check us out. I just want to, get on here and share how I feel. Shout out to some of my colleagues on here. I just want to, she said, keep your foot on their necks. Thank you, Keandra. Definitely, you already know. Shout out to Pierce. She said, in the suburbs, they watch you and come to your house to ensure you're the owner. Wow. Yeah, she's from Jersey. It's really different out there. I heard a lot of stories. But I just want to thank, shout out to my brother. Thank you. I just want to thank y'all for tuning in. And even though we're ending the live portion, if you could continue to share this on your social media networks so that we could bring more attention to it, it'd be greatly appreciated. This has been my time. Y'all know y'all can follow me, Vondelier Smack on Facebook, Smack the Indie Plug everywhere else. Shout out to Plug Studio Network for giving us the opportunity. Peace.